Question 7 is your 4-marker choice. Okay, we have either describe and compare anabolic and catabolic reactions, describe and compare metabolism in conformers and regulators. So you have, for both of these, an extremely clear statement of what you have to do. You describe these two things and then you compare them. And in the bottom one, you describe those two things and then you compare them. Okay, so there really isn't much of a question about how you go about these, I don't think. Okay, so what we want is start with anabolic. Okay, so you want to give a definition. So if you say that anabolic is something which involves the synthesis or the build-up of larger molecules from small, 1 mark. If you then said that this, in terms of energy, okay, so that requires energy, 1 mark. Okay, if you then said that for catabolism, that it is again the definition, that we've got a breakdown reaction and that it releases energy, you've got your 4 marks. Okay, that's it. Just because what you've got there is the two things and you've got the comparison. The other two things that potentially could get you a mark on the mark scheme were that you could have reversible and irreversible steps and you could have alternative routes. But you actually could get all 4 marks just by doing definition and giving the energy difference. Okay. For conformers and regulator, pretty much going down the same thing. So I need to have a definition for metabolism in conformers. So what we're saying there is that it is related to the external environment. So internal metabolism. So internal metabolism dependent on external. Dependent, sorry, on external environment. And for the regulators, you want to say that the metabolism is maintained regardless. Maintained. Oh, terrible writing and spelling this morning, sorry. Metabolism maintained regardless of external. Okay, and that gives you 2 marks. And then it says, then you have to go with how they do it. So go behavioural for any kind of modification that the conformers can do, just to maintain their metabolic rate. And for these guys that we go with physiological. And that means that we're looking at negative feedback. Okay, if you have done this, you've got the 4 marks. The other 2 that were potentially there in the mark scheme was about niche. Okay, that you have in conformers, that you have a narrower niche and that you have a broader ecological range on these guys, but that would have been like 1 mark. And the second one they have is cost. Okay, so that the conformers have a narrower niche and a lower metabolic cost. Vice versa for the regulators. I think the anabolic and catabolic was actually much simpler to pick up the marks from. Okay, but go look at the mark scheme. As I've said before, for any form of extended, they are really, really nice, clear sets of definitions that you can use as part of your revision.